Urgent attention. Don't stop listening to this message, because your life and the lives of millions around the world could be in grave danger. An ancient prophecy revealed by Our Lady points to events that could have devastating consequences for the whole of humanity. If you are prepared and aware of what is about to happen, you can protect yourself and your loved ones. However, those who choose to ignore these signs will face imminent and unpredictable risks. In this video, we will explore in depth the hidden mysteries behind this revelation that few people really know about. What are the signs that indicate that we are approaching the fulfillment of this prophecy? And how could these events drastically transform our future? Every detail will be unraveled, allowing you to understand the urgency of this message and know exactly how you should act in the face of what is to come. You'll discover why this prophecy is so critical and how you can prepare to face the challenges it heralds. What is about to happen is so serious that no one can afford to ignore it. There is much more at stake than mere spiritual speculation. This revelation has been circulating for decades, and although many see it as just one of many predictions, it contains a clear warning that could profoundly impact millions of lives. Understanding its true importance could make all the difference to your future and that of the whole of humanity. In one of her apparitions, Our Lady left a clear and powerful warning for all of humanity. "My children," she said, "a time of great trial is at hand." The warning was accompanied by gloomy predictions, devastating earthquakes, violent wars, and natural disasters that will bring suffering to many. According to his message, humanity is treading a dangerous path, and if there is no repentance, even greater disasters await us. However, for those who sincerely turn to God, there is still hope of redemption. Few have had the opportunity to hear this message in its entirety, but its potential reach is vast, and it can profoundly touch everyone's life. Our Lady didn't just announce the dangers ahead. She also offered a way out, a chance of protection. "Turn your hearts to God," she asked, "and practice charity. It is through love, compassion, and acts of kindness that humanity will find its way to redemption. Those who hear this call and follow its guidance will be under divine protection, but those who close their ears and hearts will face even greater adversity." Let's reflect on the dual character of this message, a grave warning, but also a promise of hope. Our Lady calls us to repentance, but also to spiritual renewal. What many people don't know is that she had already predicted shocking events in past apparitions, and, tragically, these events came true. What she is revealing now, however, is even more worrying. Humanity is approaching a breaking point, where the choices we make in the coming period will define the fate of millions. Our Lady's appeal is more urgent than ever. The future is in our hands, and the path we choose will determine the course of history. Crisis and destruction are on the horizon, but even in the midst of this dark prophecy, there is a path of hope for those who are willing to listen with an open heart. Our Lady, in her wisdom and mercy, declared, "My children, the time will come when nations will rise up against one another. Nature will rebel with implacable force, and suffering will be inevitable for many. In this period of great chaos, the world will be plunged into disorder, and the faith of countless people will be put to the test, shaking even the most convinced." However, Our Lady's message also reveals a light in the midst of this darkness. Those who remain firm in their faith and seek divine mercy will find an inexplicable peace in the midst of the storms. Her words are not just a warning of impending calamity, but an urgent call for humanity to correct its course before it is too late. The scope of this prophecy goes far beyond natural disasters and conflicts between nations. It touches the very core of our spirituality, challenging us to reconsider the course of our lives. It is clear that what is at stake is not just physical survival, but the salvation of the souls of millions. Our Lady warned that the real battle is spiritual, and without an inner transformation, suffering will be inevitable. Her message is clear. A profound conversion is necessary to avoid the disasters that threaten humanity. Those who ignore this call will face immeasurable difficulties, but for those who turn their hearts to faith and repentance, there is a promise of redemption. It is clear that Our Lady's revelations are not mere predictions about the distant future, but a direct and urgent appeal to each one of us. She has not only left us warnings, but also concrete solutions. Those who dedicate themselves to prayer, repentance, and acts of compassion will be welcomed under divine protection, as Our Lady said. Faced with the weight of these words and the imminent risk hanging over millions of lives, the big question that remains is, what are we prepared to do? How will we respond to the Blessed Mother's call? Now is the time to act, while there is still time to change the course of our history. Our Lady left a clear message. Those who seek redemption and do acts of charity will be under her protection. Her words show us that there is a way to prepare ourselves, a way to protect not only ourselves, but also the people we love. If you turn your hearts to God, the coming evil can be mitigated, said the Virgin Mary. This call to spiritual conversion and good deeds is the key to facing the difficult times ahead, offering us the chance to soften the tribulations to come. It's not enough just to pray, but to act. Prayer is essential, but it must be accompanied by concrete actions of love for others. This means helping those in need, supporting causes that promote justice, and seeking peace wherever there is conflict. True change begins within each one of us, and prophecy warns us that we can no longer postpone this transformation. Time is short, and now is the time to put the divine call into practice. In addition, Our Lady warned us to be attentive to the signs around us. Nature, society, and global events will be indicators that the critical moment is approaching. This warning invites us to be vigilant. It's not just about following the path of faith, but also about being prepared to recognize the signs that will emerge. Those who choose to ignore them will be unprepared to face what is coming. But those who are attentive and in tune with spirituality will be able to protect themselves and avoid the most severe consequences. We should reflect on the signs that are already happening around us. Did you know that many of the signs foretold in prophecy are already being fulfilled in various parts of the world? In recent years, we have seen an intensification of devastating natural phenomena. Earthquakes, sudden tsunamis, and extreme weather events have become increasingly frequent. These unexpected disasters seem to fit perfectly with the words of Our Lady, who predicted a period of great turmoil for humanity. Many believe that these events are the clear signs that the prophecy is in progress, and that humanity is moving rapidly towards this decisive moment. Now more than ever, it is essential to be ready, both spiritually and in our daily actions. What we do today will determine how we face the challenges ahead, and it is our responsibility to respond to Our Lady's call with faith, charity, and vigilance. The time to act is now. Nature is beginning to rebel against humanity, and we are witnessing this more and more clearly. These events that are unfolding before our eyes are not mere coincidences, but clear signs that something much bigger is about to happen. The natural chaos we are seeing, with earthquakes, devastating storms, and extreme climate change, is just one part of the prophecies being revealed. However, it's not just natural disasters that indicate the fulfillment of Our Lady's predictions. There is something deeper at play, the moral and social collapse that is spreading throughout the world, confirming that we are living in times of great trial. The prophecy warns that the faith of many would weaken, and the increase in violence, corruption, and immorality in our society is a reflection of this spiritual weakening. The moral decay we are witnessing is clear evidence that humanity is moving away from divine principles and the virtues that could guide us through difficult times. However, perhaps the most disturbing thing is the fulfillment of the spiritual signs that accompany this decadence. From various parts of the world, there are reports of visions, apparitions, and supernatural experiences that are intrinsically linked to Our Lady's message. These growing testimonies cannot be ignored, as they warn us that the time of mercy is rapidly running out. Each new report we hear intensifies the sense of urgency, as if we were approaching a critical point, a point of no return. What is to come is not limited to what we already see and feel. Ignoring these signs, whether natural, moral, or spiritual, would be a fatal mistake. Our Lady was very clear in her prophecy. Before the great event, the signs will appear as warnings. If we don't pay attention to them, we will be caught off guard, with no time to react. Now that you know this evidence, the choice is in your hands. You can continue to live as if nothing is happening, ignoring the warnings unfolding around us, or you can start preparing yourself, both spiritually and physically, for the events to come. History is being written right before our eyes, and only those who are alert and prepared will be able to survive the great ordeal. There is no more room for excuses. The signs are manifesting themselves, and Our Lady has given us a clear path: repentance, prayer, and action. These three pillars will be the key to finding peace and protection in the midst of the difficulties that lie ahead. For those who hear the call and prepare themselves spiritually, faith will be their shield. The big question is, are you ready to make that decision? The future of millions of lives, including yours, may depend on the choices you make today. Now, before time runs out, it is essential that you take action. If this message has touched your heart, subscribe to the channel to follow new videos on this and other important topics. Leave your like so that this message can reach even more people, and don't forget to check out the next video. Just click on the screen to watch. The spiritual journey begins now, and you can't afford to wait. See you soon.